got a handful of guys. You can see them on the board here. Cam Smith, a recent winner. Sam Burns plus 1,600 took the Charles Schwab. Matt Fitzpatrick, Shane Lowry, same odds as him. Tyrell Hatton is right there at 20-1. Who do you like from that group, if anybody?
I like Shane Lowry and Matt Fitzpatrick. I've already bet both of those guys for next week. I really like them for the U.S. Open next week. Again, these numbers are just too short for what I see this week at this event. I'm looking for guys with bigger numbers next to their names. I'd rather take a shot on a guy who's not quite in form, on a guy who doesn't have the same skill level, same talent as some of these guys at the top, but I'll take a shot on them with bigger numbers as opposed to getting these guys at anywhere from 10-1 to 20-1. They're fades for me this week. But again, Lowry and Fitzpatrick next week when we get up to Brookline.
You have a pick there, Ulrich?
Yeah, I mean, kind of similar to what Jason said. I mean, I'm not necessarily going to be betting anyone in this range, although I'm going to stick my neck out and say that, like, I'll probably have a piece of Matthew Fitzpatrick in some way, shape, or form this week, whether it's at plus 330 for a top 5 or plus 1,600 for the outright. Obviously, the plus 1,600 is pretty hard to swallow, but here's the case for him. He missed the cut last week. He struck the ball fine. He lost 7 strokes putting. Matthew Fitzpatrick probably has never lost 7 strokes putting in his life. You also look back at his record this year. He's missed 2 other cuts prior to last week. He bounced back from those missed cuts with top 5 finishes. So that actually, leads me again to like thinking he's probably a good top 5 play. He's really done. He actually struck the ball well. And now he's coming to a much easier golf course where, the greens aren't going to eat him up. It's more target golf. You look at where Matthew Fitzpatrick has done some of his best work. It's in some of those easier courses, more technical courses like, the Omega European Masters on the European Tour comes to mind where he's won twice. I think that, St. George's Golf and Country Club actually going to set up fairly similar. So Matthew Fitzpatrick is the guy who's been knocking on the door all season. He was in the contention at the PGA just like a few weeks ago. He's at multiple top 10s, top 15s. I actually think he could come to this event, just start rolling off the top if the putter gets going again, and he could just take off too. So I think Matthew Fitzpatrick is a guy you should be looking at the outright. Obviously, the plus 1,600 is pretty hard to recommend, but I would not be shocked if he won, and he's my favorite play, at least in the range we're talking about right now.